This is a Sports Radio Live podcast covering your world of sports. Bryan Houston's Sports Radio Live. It's weekdays at 3 on 99.3 Talk FM, the talk of East Texas.
Whenever Chuck is ready, we can start the interview if he comes in, or are you just going to like pass the phone to him? Is that how you're planning on doing this? Or
well, he's going to call in as well. I mean, it's kind of whatever is easiest for you guys. I mean, he's got his own phone too, so he's going to try and call in. But
so he's going to try to call in here too. Okay, Chuck,
yeah.
Are we able to do that? Chuck says yeah. Okay. All right,
cool.
So we'll just hold on then and wait for him to call then. So
cool.
How long have you guys been on the ride?
We started in Seattle. We went to opening day April 13th, but we started putting our wheels to the road April 15th.
Wow. Have you been to Texas yet?
We have. We just left Houston. Yep.
When are you coming back for Rangers?
We already went to Rangers as well.
You did? Okay. All right. So
we came down from Denver through Dallas to Houston and then on over. Okay. Now we're sitting on the bank of the Mississippi on our way to
awesome.
New Orleans.
All right. I think Rex is with us too. Rex, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, great. It sounds good. All right. Rex, why don't you count to 10 for us just to make sure?
Count to 10?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
And Adam counts to 10 as well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
But I lost him. Okay, you were pushing the button. Okay, good. It's going to work. All right, great. All right, well, all right, so Chuck, you let me know when we're ready, and we'll start taping. All right, here we go.
Go.
Now on the APEC VIP hotline, cutting-edge training for the serious athlete, apecgo.com. We got a couple of guys who are doing, I don't know if it's crazy or if you're living the dream or whatever, but we've got Rex and Adam. They're team captains, and they are with an organization called Biking for Baseball. So, guys, which one of you wants to start first and explain what Biking for Baseball is all about?
Yeah, this is Adam. Biking for Baseball was kind of a start of we've been kind of combining a lot of our loves together into one organization that we felt we could do some good in this world, and so we started thinking about what really drives us, and we're huge cycling enthusiasts. We've kind of always been either a mountain biker or living in Denver. We started being triathletes, and we've really loved our time on the bike, and then we've always been huge baseball fans. I grew up in Kansas City, so I was a big Royals fan. I know we're not very good, but I'm sticking through it.
You're loyal. We like that.
Yeah, exactly. We're Royal fans. So, and then we grew up playing baseball as well. And then, about 2 years ago, we got involved with Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and we really liked being a positive influence in a kid's life, and thought that was something that was extremely important. So we started working with the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Colorado enough to start putting on some kind of fun clinics and kind of have a good time with the kids and tell them how awesome they've been, and then ended up partnering with them, and then it went extremely well. It was a lot of fun, so we thought how we could take this nationwide and really make a giant impact, and that's what kind of we've led into. And so now we are biking on the Major League Baseball stadiums and putting on a youth baseball clinic at each stop along the way as well to kind of just get kids into baseball and have a good time and really support youth mentoring in general.
Okay, so you guys started on opening day, correct? And where did you start your ride?
So we started in Seattle. Opening day, we actually left the 15th of April and trekked down the West Coast into Arizona, up to Denver, and then down to Texas, and now we're on the way to Tampa Bay.
Okay, so you've already been to both the Astros and the Rangers ballparks, right?
That is correct.
Okay, and may I tell you that was a very wise decision, avoiding Texas in June, July, and August. Okay.
That's what everyone was saying. It was we were in Seattle too. I remember even thinking about it. I mean, it was so cold, it was so rainy, and we were finishing the night. I mean, our bodies weren't really ready for all of the riding and the cold and the rain, and we were thinking, oh my gosh, I can't wait for Texas. Because we knew how hot it was going to be. And then, I kind of thought about that on our ride through Texas, and it was like, it's hot, it's humid, it's feeling good.
Yeah, and this is called winter here. So, another month or so when it was 105 degrees, you would have wished you were dead.
Exactly. That's what we're
and
very fortunate. Well. Very fortunate.
All right. So, Rex, tell me what you do for a living.
Before this, I was in a little bit of web development, and I was going back to school getting my MBA, and really lucky enough to kind of find these guys and this project and, have this awesome opportunity to hopefully combine some things that we love into something that can change the world.
Okay. And how old are you now?
26.
Are you married?
Nope.
Okay. Adam, what about you? What do you do, and what were you doing, and are you married?
Right. I graduated with a degree in environmental engineering, and then I was an environmental engineer for 3 years in Denver, and then kind of had this birth of biking for baseball came upon, and it was a can't miss opportunity. One of those things that you're like, it's too good to be true. Like if I let this go now, I'm going to look back on it and say what could have been. So we jumped at the opportunity when we had it, because we aren't married, we don't have kids, and we don't have mortgages yet. We're kind of saving it all up to put it forth towards this organization, and then hopefully get this guy off the ground and really find a way to make this sustainable and turn it into a more than just 1 year endeavor, and continue it on.
So how do you feed yourself? I mean, where's the revenue stream in this to keep you alive?
Oh, well, we've
been lucky enough to get some donations along the way, people that believed in us and believe in our message, but mostly it's been a lot of out-of-pocket expense and our own student loans and hopes and dreams and everything we have to throw at it. Okay,
so obviously then if you're taking your own money and just funding this thing yourself, then you obviously have a great passion for this.
Yes,
absolutely.
How did that develop? I mean, what is it about doing this and trying to help kids? Where's all this coming from?
Growing up, this was just kind of like everything I grew up with. Being a part of baseball and on a baseball team, and then that idea that team sports, is a very encouraging atmosphere to grow up in, and I know all the guys speaking for these guys here. We really valued that, and we feel that really kind of shaped a lot of who we became today, and which is positive people who really have a nice outlook on our lives and the the world in general. And so what we would like to instill is that onto people who might not have that positive influence in their life. And so we're kind of just taking what we've learned from our coaches, the people that have impacted us growing up in baseball and as we get into cycling, and then paying it forward to kids that we can help. And I mean, it sounds very, very simple, but the thing is it's so cool to we get these kids that come to our events and they've never played baseball in their lives, and they're borrowing a glove, and then by the end of it, I mean, at our last event in Houston, actually, there's this little kid who'd never played baseball before in his life, little Dylan, and he loved it. And then he was, at the end of it, he was like, man, after this game, I'm going to Toys R Us, and I'm going to get a bunch of cleats, and I'm going to get gloves, and I'm going to get a bat.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man. That's what's cool to see. And then, the job the mentors are doing, a lot of these kids, they just don't have that, and we all value it. It's like, this is such an easy thing to do for everyone, is to be a positive influence to somebody else, whether it be yourself as a mentor, a teacher, a coach, something. And that's what we want to put out there as much as we can, and so we can do that directly by putting on these events in each city, which is it's fun. We get to play baseball in each city. So
all right, so where are you now?
We are on the way down to New Orleans. Right now, I'm sitting on the bank of the Mississippi as we're riding down River Road to New Orleans. We stayed in Baton Rouge last night, and we're part of a little flash flood. But luckily we've getting some people who have been generous enough to host our team, and so we stayed with somebody we had never met, big LSU fans.
There you go. Go Tigers.
Yeah. Go Tigers, yeah, exactly. Lived in Baton Rouge. We dropped them off a nice little purple T-shirt so they could wear it to game day. and it was, let us stay inside for the flash flood, because a lot of times we're camping along the route. So it was really nice to have a nice cool bed actually, because it's hot down here. It's a cool bed now.
So you're stopping at not only major league parks but also college places. Is that how that's working?
So we're not actually stopping to host events.
Okay.
But we're definitely doing everything we can to take in as many sights and sounds and meet as many people as we can, and that certainly includes going to some minor league parks or college parks and just kind of getting to talk with some fans and local flair.
Where will you? Let's try this again. Where will your next stop be?
Tampa, Florida.
So how many miles a day do you guys ride before you call it a day?
We average just right around 100 miles a day.
Wow. Okay, so you get started at what time in the morning, and what time do you knock off?
Yeah.
We are up at 6 o'clock, usually on the road by 7 or so, and depending on wind and weather and how long we stop for lunch and what's along the way, we'll usually finish up around 5 or 6 that night. Good
night. That's a lot of riding. I hope you enjoy that saddle.
Yeah.
Getting used to it.
We've gotten a super comfy, the guy at the bike shop even made fun of what Steve and I have, which are granny saddles, because they're super comfortable. But you know what? I'm not complaining about it because it's comfy. I like it.
Outstanding.
I don't care what.
All right, so you're going down to Tampa, so you'll make that swing through Florida, and then it looks like you're going back up through the Mid-East, I guess, heading toward Ohio and places like that. Is eventually when do you expect all of this trek to end?
We'll finish up September 21st up at Fenway in Boston.
Great place to finish.
Yes, 100th anniversary, and we're going to be, we'll be there and right at, hopefully it's playoff atmosphere when we're there as well, but we already have those tickets in hand, so we are, and none of us have been to Fenway. We are unbelievably stoked to be finishing in Boston. And it's a great biker town, so I think it'll be really, really a great finish for us.
Now,
end.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. It would be a fitting end to our journey here.
Now, did you guys know each other before you started this stuff?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
3 of us actually went to school up at Colorado State, and that's where we met. And then Adam and Chase grew up together in Kansas City.
Okay. So when you spend this much time together, in some pretty adverse conditions at times, just like the flash flood you were talking about last night, is the relationship getting better or worse as the miles pile up?
I would say it's absolutely getting better. There's some intense moments at times, but it's definitely bringing us closer than we had ever been before.
What?
Yeah, I would say at that time, and reiterate kind of a lot of that stuff. It's just, it can go kind of two ways, but because we'd already had like the repertoire of like knowing each other before and how we handle certain situations, it's been, there's not as many surprises. You're like, okay, this is how Chase handles it, and it's how Rex handles it. Everybody handles it differently, but it's kind of like we've kind of now growing accustomed to each other, and it's gone well. But there's been those tense moments, just like Rex said. It's a lot of time to be spending with 3 guys in across the country. So
yeah. Well, I'm glad you're not married.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. All right, so tell us, how can people help you out, guys? Biking for Baseball. What do they need? What do you need, and how can people get involved?
I think the main thing that we once again want to reiterate is that it's very incredibly, awesomely easy to become a positive influence in a kid's life. Join up with a Boys and Girls Club, a Big Brothers and Big Sisters. If you're already coaching, if you're being a teacher, you're doing a great job. Keep doing it, and kind of seek out those opportunities, because it's such. You can spend somebody with 1 hour a day, 1 hour a week, 1 hour a month, whatever, and they'll walk away with a smile on their face, which is awesome. But then to help us to continue to put on these events and get across the country, we do accept donations, and Rex has been our website builder, so there's a nice bright yellow donate now button on our website at www.bikingforbaseball.org. And you can also buy a T-shirt there. There's a nice little T-shirt button right up next to that donate page. So we got some pretty cool T-shirts, like a tech shirt that's good in that hot heat in Texas for, it wicks away all that sweat that you got going on, and feels great in the breeze. And so, and then we have some cotton shirts too that are also nice urban design that are really cool. So,
and people can follow along on our journey as well there with our Facebook and our Twitter, and it's all interactive, and we want to interact with our fans and help spread our story to as many people as possible.
It's awesome, guys. Great idea. I'm fascinated by it. I would love to check back in with you in a few weeks to see how you're doing, if that's okay.
Oh, we'd love to.
All right, great. And we really do appreciate you coming on. Safe travels. Best of luck to you. I hope you enjoy all the experiences that you're going through right now and in the future. And we will be talking to you again.
We appreciate it a lot, Brian. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much.
Rex and Adam, the team captains for Biking for Baseball, the website bikingforbaseball.org. You can check them out. This is Bryan Houston Sports Radio Live on 99.3 Talk FM.
This is a Sports Radio Live podcast covering your world of sports. Bryan Houston Sports Radio Live. It's weekdays at 3 on 99.3 Talk FM, the talk of East Texas.